We did it. We are here now. So sorry about that, you guys.
We're here.
Is everyone able to hear me? Are we getting back? Are we getting any like feedback or anything?
How do I go to your live?
I don't know. I think maybe you go to my YouTube page and look for the live.
It was the first thing that popped up. So like when you go to the page, yeah.
There we go. So what Kendrick and Pia are doing. Oh wait, can you turn it down, Pia?
Yep,
I just hear myself.
Just did it.
I was like, I can't handle hearing myself right now. Okay. Everybody. Okay, hold on. I got people at Pia real quick before we get into anything. People are asking if you're okay because I told my Patreon people about what happened at the Abbey.
Yes, I am okay. It was just more of like, thank God I was with my friends, my fiance. It's fine. I'm fine.
We're good.
Lesson learned.
But if you are going to the Abbey in West Hollywood, be very aware that roofing is happening left and right. Left and right. There, right before it happened to Pia, just a couple, maybe last week, I saw a TikTok of a gay guy who had been to the Abbey, and his friend, who was a girl, ordered a drink for herself, and then he had ordered the same drink separately. He thinks their drinks got switched, and he was drinking hers, and he got roofied.
Oh my God!
So what they're doing is they're targeting like solo women typically. And I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. My friend got me the drink and she was alone when she got the drink and then handed it to me. So I think it was intended for her and she handed it to me because I took a sip and that's the last thing I remember.
Oh my God.
Oh, just a sip and
but the thing is, I don't know if I finished a drink. I just remember putting my mouth to the glass and lights were out.
Ooh.
So scary.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah, so be on high alert if you are at the Abbey. Anyway, that's now that we're off that sad note. Hi, welcome to the 2023 wrap up, everybody, with the two most important people here at She Speaks Bravo, Kendrick and Pia.
Why, hello.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited.
I know. We haven't done this in a while.
I think it was my birthday.
I think so.
Right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And I wasn't able to go live on YouTube, and then I was banned from going live on my Instagram.
Oh, I remember that because we had
to on my page.
Yeah, because Kendrick had to start it. Yep.
I had to start, yeah. So we are going to go through like this year in TV, according to just because that's what I want us to do. However, the trailer for Vanderpump Rules came out, and I know we need to discuss that. So Pia,
yes,
give me your thoughts, because I know I've been dying to talk to Pia, and I were already voice noting, and then we remembered that we had to do this, so it's like, okay, we got to stop.
I low-key expected this, and I think we kind of talked about I felt like the cast, because they're such a fickle group, they're very back and forth. They're flip-floppers. I know Scheana's the biggest flip-flopper, but they all have those tendencies as well. They'll jump onto whatever's hot, which is what they did because they're smart and strategic. And I knew, especially with Lala seeing in that trailer, I knew that she was going to have this feeling because I feel like she didn't feel like fans, the cast, cared as much as she wanted them to care about her and Randall. And I think she, even in her mind, thinks like, well, my situation is worse. Like, Randall's a monster. He's like a Harvey Weinstein Jr. And like, why is not everyone rallying around me as the way in which they're rallying around Ariana? And so as much as I want everyone to stay loyal and stay to how they were acting at the reunion in months after, I think this will be a much more interesting season because there's going to be so many dynamic shifts, so many it's not going to be everybody against Scandoval, which you would want in your mind, but this is going to be much more interesting. It's going to test friendships, and I'm excited to watch the journey.
Okay, Kendrick, what were your thoughts?
So I never expected this group to remain loyal to Ariana for the long haul. I think I kind of expected, like, even in the interim, I thought once her stars started to rise, like Dancing with the Stars, Love Island, all this stuff. I've been binging finally Love Island games too obsessed. Like
she's
I hate
so
that
good. She's so good on Love Island games.
She could replace Sarah Hyland, but
I agree.
Just saying, not Maya Jama, but Sarah Hyland.
Not Maya Jama. Never Maya Jama.
No, never Maya Jama. But I never expected this group to stay the course, because I think if history's taught us anything, they never have, they never will. So I think that watching this, I would, if I had to guess, I would say I think Katie's going to be 100% team Ariana all season. I think maybe everyone else is up in the air. I think Lala, you hit the nail on the head. I think that kind of jealousy, I think she wants to be supportive. It's going to start off that way, but the moment she realizes that could have been me, it's going to be downhill from there. And then she's going to be on the other side of the couch trading teams. And then it's going to be like, okay, well, it's going to be the whole, like, just get over it thing. Just get over it. At least you weren't married. Just get over it. At least you don't have kids. Just get it. Because you know, she has to be the biggest victim in the room all the time. So that's how it's going to be. Oh, Lauren from Utah.
It's so on brand for Lala, because she's always like a know-it-all, even when she's clearly in the midst of something ridiculous, like a relationship with Randall. You know what I mean? Everything's like, don't talk about my man. I'm the one who knows everything about everything. That's how Lala always is. Like even last season when she was schooling what's his name? What's his name's girlfriend? James's girlfriend. Allie. I almost called her Charlie. That's not Charlie, not at all. We did not see any Charlie though in this trailer. So Charlie is definitely not coming back. That's for sure.
I kind of knew that because because now that I started listening to all of their podcasts during Scandoval, which now my freaking Spotify keeps automatically playing them. So sometimes I'll just like listen. and Charlie, I think Charlie was on one of their podcasts, and she kind of alluded to that. Like I don't think she's in that space anymore. I don't think she really wants to be a part of it.
I respect that. I actually fully respect that, because it takes a certain kind of crazy to do reality TV.
Yeah,
and she's engaged now. I think she's probably like, I don't need that.
I forgot she got engaged. Oh yeah, for sure. She's done. She's over it.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So in addition to the Lala stuff, which it's just on brand for her. She's got to be the know-it-all. She's got to whatever. So like that almost seemed like it made more sense to me than her not going that route. The part that's really killing me, and I know it's probably from a long time ago, is that Schwartz and Scheana made out in Vegas. I know it's
killing me.
I know it's probably going to be like nothing. I'm sure it's probably going to be like, oh, it was so long ago. But if it's at any point that we've seen them on our TV screens, then it was him cheating with Scheana on Katie. So if at any point it was like season 1 or whatever, and actually, P.S., someone sent me a message and they said, I'm going to read it. They said, this reminds me of that one recap you and Pia did, and she said Scheana always secretly had a crush on Schwartz.
I did say that, and I still believe it. Maybe not now. I don't think that Scheana feels that way, but I think she always had this little thing, and I think she outgrew it.
Yeah,
but
I'm telling you.
I will never understand the appeal. I never will. I don't know what it is. Oh yes, and now like the bleached blonde hair.
That is that's a tragedy.
I don't know what's happening, but
that is the hair was an absolute tragedy.
I understood it in the very beginning, but I was also very young in the very beginning, so it's interesting watching it back like we did the season 3. I'm like, I don't even know what I was thinking, but again. My 34-year-old self is much different than like my toxic 21-year-old tendency. So, yeah.
Last year, I went to Tom Tom, and Tom Schwartz was there, and he's tall, and that does somehow make a difference. And I turned around and I saw him, and I was like, "Oh, I get it now." Because if you don't see the height, then it really doesn't make sense. In the beginning, I think it did because he was such a cutie. But like even the last like 5 seasons, I'm like, what is attractive about him? So, when I saw him in person, I was like, okay, because to me he was just like such a like ogre looking guy on camera. You could Well, because they'd zoom in and you'd see how like weathered he was, you know what I mean? But when you see him in person, and he's like charming and shit.
He's very charming. Me and my friends and Sean, we went to Sir years ago, and he sat literally, because it was crowded, he sat right next to Sean, and he was just kind of like just chatting, like, hey, you know, like he's very easy to talk to. He's very charming, and he's exactly how he presents himself on TV. Like he will talk to anybody. So I do see I can see how someone can get like dickmatized by him for 5 minutes, but he's not long-term goals.
Well, speaking of though, like getting dickmatized, Joe, we finally are going to see Joe. And if you missed it on 2 T's in a pod, he's one of them asks about Joe, and he's like, she never lived there. Okay. Like that was some rumor that she lived there. But then of course, when they're like, so you never slept together? He's like, well, I didn't say that. So I'm curious how she's presented in this. Like, is she presented as someone who lives there, or is it like, oh, this chick who stays on the couch sometimes? Like, please, dude, we know she pretty much lived there.
Right.
Because when Scheana came over to like redo his closet, didn't he say like, oh, that's just my friend Joe's stuff?
Yep.
Remember?
Yes, he did.
So
I don't know if Schwartz is a person of technicality, and I can guarantee I can guarantee she stayed there for like maybe 6 months, and it was always like, it was never a permanent situation. It was like, can I stay here for a little bit while I look for a place? And so that's what Schwartz is probably like, no, she didn't live with me. I just let her crash here for 6 to 10 months.
Semantics all the time. It drives me up the wall.
I know. What was I going to say? I completely forgot, because when you said semantics, it made me think of just how much he plays that game. He's like, no, it was just a little kiss, or no, I didn't have sex. Or it's just, that's so him.
Yeah.
What else are we getting in the trailer that I'm missing? Is that it? That's the main point. Oh wait, no, Schwartz and Katie are in a love triangle. How could I forget?
Oh yeah, that's.
I don't like
that
it.
One's weird. First of all, that one I'm feeling like, is this for the show or is this for real? That like, one felt a little like,
I don't like that at all.
That felt a little forced producery. Like, let's have, like, I don't know, that one TBD for me on whatever the hell that is.
I mean, I'm all for Katie hanging with the ladies for a little bit. Like, I think I'm all for that. But the fact that she's kissing both of them on camera, this pink-haired chick, I'm like, all right.
It's just too, like, the timing of it, like, I don't understand it. Like, no, this feels forced. This feels like a storyline, not necessarily by Katie, but by producers. I don't know.
Yeah. Because
we are going to. Oh, go ahead.
I think one thing we see all the time on Bravo is that right after we have like these once in a lifetime seasons, they really try to like play up like everything they can. Like, they try to put a fire on every single cast member to try to keep that stuff up. Like Beverly Hills, when the Erica Jane stuff broke, like that was just a once in a lifetime season. You weren't going to get another one of those. And then that next season, they just tried and tried and tried. It was like, okay, like, girl, get half of y'all off this TV screen. Like, nobody.
That was last season, right?
Not the current season.
Not the last season, right? Or was it last seasons ago?
Why do I feel like it was more? It might have been, though.
We had 2 seasons of putting Erica's feet to the fire. So that last, are you talking about the season with
it wasn't last season, was the season after. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. God, it feels like that was so long, like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Right?
That felt like a different show.
Beverly Hills years is like dog years. You just like it takes so much out of you.
Each season is so damn long.
Oh, right. Beverly Hills seasons are incredible. Like, they are Titanic long. Like, it's just goddamn.
Titanic on VHS. Like,
I am stressed. I literally, like, I feel like I can watch the progression of my age through the season, like, as we're recapping. I'm like, I look so young in the beginning.
Right.
We did. No, that season, last season, we felt like we were different. We were changed people.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the last episode.
We looked like, when we started out Beverly Hills last year, like looking like Obama his first year in presidency, and came out looking like his last.
We were so
weathered.
It was the same type of feeling with covering Scandoval, though. I gotta say, like, Scandoval, like, that felt like it never ended. There was a point in time. So Scandoval broke on March 3rd. Pia and I had just finished recording. And
oh my God.
I looked at my text. We had literally been like, okay, bye guys, or whatever. And we were just chit-chatting. Text message comes in. Then we did a bonus episode, but like, who would have, like, it never ended. Once that thing broke, I remember wanting to go like take a shower and almost wanted to leave like an away message. Like, if anything happens, guys, I'll be back. Just give me 10 minutes. Because it was constantly happening. All the TMZ videos that were like must watch it. Like the TMZ actually of it all. TMZ, they were everywhere with those damn Vanderpump people. Like in the airport, at the nail salons, all over the place.
I genuinely had to stay off of Instagram that day because I remember, like, it's already bad because like we all like follow, like, when you follow like so many accounts, when something breaks, everybody already posted. But I've never seen it that bad. I literally couldn't. Scrolling, all I saw was Tom Sandoval and Ariana's face. I'm like, what is
it was hour by
right
hour, like updates. And then I also, at the time, I'm pretty sure she does not live there anymore. I lived down the street from Rachel. So I was like sitting, I would be like, oh my God, am I going to spot her? I was like, / take a picture because that's my rent for the month.
Right.
Like,
it's your rent for the year, maybe.
I was like, I don't know.
Just like the journey that Scandoval took us on. I remember too, it had only been like a month, but it felt like it had been 4 years of like having to cover it and having to keep up with it. I understood the fatigue. Like that was in March. Like we're in December and it's like, it kept going. And also too, the weird thing about this year has been how much people resent Ariana getting all of these deals. And I get it, she got very saturated because I don't blame her, said yes to everything, but it's more like, why did advertisers and why did brands find her to be so marketable? That's like, she didn't reach out to them, they reached out to her.
I think that's because she does have an it factor about her. She like, I really do. And unfortunately, not everybody has that. And I think that's Lala's problem. Lala's too polarizing. Like,
exactly.
And that's, I think, why she didn't get the same like response as Ariana did. I think it's the easiest way to get an example of the differences. It's just looking at Ariana's journey on Dancing with the Stars. Like I don't know if she's PR trained, but she knows exactly how to answer questions and how not to sound too bitter when discussing things. That is a skill and a talent. And Lala is very explosive, very expressive. And
she's like the opposite.
She's the opposite. But the thing is, that does work for her in like spurts. Like she got so much money from Send It to Daryl. Like she is entertaining in her own way, but that's not going to get you the like
sponsors, like a brand wanting you to represent them.
It's great for the world of reality TV. Like there are a lot of people that were like, it's a phenomenal reality TV star, but I don't want to see you anywhere like outside of that space. Like I don't want you selling me anything that I'm going to automatically think it's going to hurt me if I use it. Cause like, I don't trust you selling me anything ish.
And for the most part, Ariana, like once the reunion was done and she got everything, I know people had some negative feedback for her explosiveness at the reunion, but I felt like that was cathartic for her. She got everything nasty that she wanted to say out, and she hasn't really done that since. I mean, she tries not, for the most part, not to actually really speak about Tom or even mention his name unless asked. And she tries to keep it short and sweet. She doesn't go into bitter details. She really tries her best to it's literally the saying, she's taking lemons and making lemonade. And if you guys are going to be mad about it, that's your problem. Like that is what is she supposed to say? No, thank you. I'm not going to take Roxy because it's just not like, no, honestly, these people, we started Vanderpump Rules with watching a bunch of people who worked in the restaurant industry try to break into Hollywood. And now she's done it and you're mad. You're like, you're mad. She like, I would rather her make something of her life than stay in the same place and become bitter and become dark.
Exactly.
I actually have a feeling too that if all of this stuff keeps panning out, she won't do Vanderpump Rules.
That's what I hope for her. That's the goal. I think that like I truly, truly hope that this is one of her last seasons and she just leaves this part of her life behind her.
And Tom Sandoval, I hope he's stuck on it until it's canceled. Like this is where you deserve to be. Like us watching you try to like fail to open up all these restaurants that we don't care about, all these going on reality TV shows where you're asking people to punch you in the face. It's like we don't care about any of that. Let Ariana win. You stay in your place.
Wow, what would that show be like if like Ariana, like next season, Ariana's like, I've decided not to come back to the show. Tom would be in heaven. Tom would spend his entire time bad-mouthing her, talking all this shit about her. Oh, ew. Actually, the show would take a really weird turn.
The thing is... Oh, no, go ahead, Kendrick.
I was going to say a question for both of y'all. Do you think they would pivot and then like bring some polarizing people back to the show? Like a Jax? I know they're doing like their own whatever.
I'm very confused by the spinoff that they are doing.
No one knows.
just bring them back to the show. Like it was really not necessary to do a whole spinoff, but whatever. That's fine, I guess.
I almost feel like, is this their like audition tape to see if people even want to see them on? If like how they like, you know what I mean? Like
their ultimate girls trip.
Right. Like, is this, they're like almost testing them to see if they still have it or if audience even like are still interested in them before they put them back on Vanderpump.
But like, isn't that a bigger risk? Like, here's a whole show just with them. Can they bring an audience? Like, that's a lot of money to put up. Just put them on the cast and see the feedback from fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think very, as soon as she can, I think Ariana is like, yeah, I'm good with reality TV. I don't need my entire, and also okay. I know everyone keeps giving them shit for not opening up the sandwich shop and they're not believing them when they say it's an inspector thing. It is a real thing. Inspectors are on a schedule and they will only, like, you have to book them so far out. So like if you don't pass an inspection, it'll be like, and that's another month and a half until they can come back out. And as you know, like every day you're not open, you're not making money, you're losing money. So it is a total fucking pain. And it does seem like it's just a lie, but why would they pretend to open a sandwich shop?
Yeah, I think it's easier for us, Emily, to understand because you've been in the restaurant business and understand the actual paperwork and logistics. It is a hard thing, and then we live here, so I was just around that area. Like they're rezoning things, so that like they had to take the whole front part. They had to take the whole. They want to make Santa Monica walkable. So where they had their patio. So that's part of the reason. That's another delay. So they had to move that front part out, and I think they're putting that on this. There's like a little side thing, so that's where they're putting. So it's just honestly paperwork, and I know that's a boring answer, and it seems like a BS answer, but it truly is what's going on. It's not like, and I think people should give them a little bit more grace because I actually feel like the trajectory of when they said that they were going to do it to now is actually normal for what it takes to open up a restaurant, which is really complex and complicated. In comparisons to Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval, like the reason why they didn't open was because they were all over the place. They had no real direction and they had they just weren't focused. And I think this is just a clerical thing. And once they get the approval from all the right people, it will be open like this because I think it's actually designed.
No, it's totally ready to go. Like it is fully ready to go. They are literally just waiting, which happened to me on one of the restaurants I open, and it sucks because you're like making up shit to do because you don't have anything to do until they come back. So they will open it. They're just waiting on the student inspector.
I've walked past the space. It's there.
Yeah, it's there. And like, why would anyone open up a sandwich shop just to be a retail like shop? People are like, it's a front for merch. I'm like, that's you could just do an online store. You don't need a front for merch. You just do an online store.
Right. Make an Etsy. Get out of here.
What are you talking about?
Is it pretty on the inside?
I mean, it's really nice. I think the aesthetic is really beautiful. And again, I think, and they don't have that much merch, guys. I think that they only release another thing just to keep people interested into like, it's not like they're doing it every week, like new merch. It's like they did one big drop. And then they did the socks. Like, relax.
The comments have been scathing. Like any update that comes up, the comments are all like, this isn't real. They're not really going to open it. Just, really, really stupid. Let's get off of Vanderpump for 1 second and let's go through what we've gone through this year of 2023. You know what I did not realize, and I do this happens every year. I didn't realize that Salt Lake City, the last season was still ending and still airing at the start of this year. The Black Eye.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah, that like had us in a chokehold, and like the dumbest chokehold.
Yeah.
And they went right to Ultimate Girls Trip right after that and talked about it for another 8 episodes. So
And we still
wonderful
don't
time.
know.
God.
And we still have no idea what happened. Also, another thing that happened this year, Jersey became unwatchable, officially unwatchable. I can like, anytime there's a Jersey update, I'm like, I could not care less.
Don't care.
You made no changes to the cast and you expect us to want to watch. Did you not get the feedback?
Right. I can't. Jersey has always been, for a while now, a really hard sell for me, simply because they keep leaning into Teresa versus Melissa. And I'm like, you can only beat me over the head with the same storyline so many times. I get it. Y'all hate each other. What do you want me to do with this information? There's nothing I need from this. The newbies, not nearly entertaining enough to like draw me in. They're not a draw. Like if I'm there, okay, I'm glad you're there, but they're not a draw. Like Jersey needs a complete overhaul. Like I'm only interested if they do like a Jersey what is it, like a Jersey Legacy, like they've been doing like the Legacy show. That's the show
like
I
a
want.
Caroline, Tina, Teresa, Jacqueline.
No, I want
that.
I know I have there's a lot of Melissa stans, but like I would like the first season cast of Jersey, because I think that was one of the best seasons.
Oh my god, seasons 1 and 2 of Jersey, they're like a different show, honestly. Because
100%.
Danielle Staub. I mean, like Danielle Staub, I think she was unappreciated in her time. Because it's natural to not want a Danielle Staub. Like before you realize what they're bringing, it's like make her go away. It's so chaotic.
She wore a wife beater and a glitter skirt to the season 2 reunion. Like you can't ask for TV like that anymore. Give it. I watched the reunion. Like I rewatch it so often. Like that is one of my go-to like background shows, because
me too.
Everything from like Teresa shoving Andy like down on the couch, them immediately attacking Danielle, like literally from the word go, like that reunion is just like a wild time. Like those first 4 reunions honestly are just 2 through 4 are amazing.
I think we're onto something, guys, because also it would be a fresh story, because they have so much history, Caroline and Teresa, and now what's her name, Jacqueline and Teresa are back on speaking terms. To see the dynamics of that, and bring back Danielle as well, to see, and even bring on what's her name, the one that always had the runway shows,
Kim
G. Bring her ass back. Bring her little stir the pot ass back too.
Yeah,
I'm like, let's go. Bring on the cousins. I don't know.
Do y'all think Dina would do it if they did it like the Legacy? Because that would be interesting. Like if you got Caroline and Dina in the same room.
I mean, I would give her an invitation. I don't know. Dina is always it depends on her mood.
Yeah, Dina is very. I wonder if Caroline being there would make it so that she wouldn't want to do it.
She might do it in a friend of capacity.
Yeah, but honestly, Dina's always disappointing. When you think you want her back, but then she comes back and you're like, never mind.
Yeah,
Dina, we're good.
I only want her if Caroline's there. Like I want y'all to like,
and they're willing to film together.
Yeah, that's the only the way I need Dina there. Honestly, I could go. I need to get rid of what's her name, pigtails. I know she doesn't have them in a while. Margaret.
Bye.
She's too much. She's becoming an arena for me, and it's too damn much.
Yes.
I'm right there with you. I think Jersey could do exactly what the RHONJ thing was. Full reboot and then do a legacy.
Yeah.
Full reboot, legacy, because people still do want to see like the nostalgia, or they think they do at least. Let's see how this RHONJ legacy ultimate girls trip thing goes. I don't know how that, I mean, I'm sure people are going to love it, maybe, but who knows? Like you kind of think you want the old stuff back, and then sometimes you're like, I take it back.
I didn't want the old stuff when it was on, so
I know.
I won't
Kendrick
be watching, but
Kendrick and I are the like we have the unpopular opinion that we don't ever need to see the legacy of RHONJ. Like I didn't watch.
I'm not watching it.
I didn't watch the Luann Sonia spinoff.
Me neither. It was too Paris Hilton Simple Life for me, but not good.
Yeah. Yeah. And like
wife
it's just
was iconic.
and they just do like bits now. Like it's like a Sonia shtick, a Luann shtick.
Right.
Exactly.
I was like, I didn't need it. I didn't need it. Don't need it. I think I accidentally watched one episode when I was washing dishes, but that was about it.
Yeah. But like with a Jersey reboot, I'm like, give me like Mob Wives. Like,
oh God, I loved Mob Wives.
Yeah,
Oh
like
God.
let's go that route. Like I'm so down to go that route with like a whole new cast, and then you can give us like the legacy Jersey cast, like
I think
season 1.
I think that's also what I miss about New Jersey, because I'm like, the Manzos felt like a mob family to me, and I'm like, I need that. I need that energy. I need that energy.
All the stories that were coming out about Dina and all them. I mean,
yeah, we're like, oh, so that was real. But then when you go back and rewatch Jersey, like knowing what we know now, like after like Dina's had like the hit out on her, basically.
Yeah.
When you watch this, there's a scene where she gets her dog trained by some other like sheriff guy who's like their friend, and they're like they're training like attack dogs. It's like, oh, this has a darker tone now.
But that's what makes I'm like, that story is so much more interesting to me than the dynamics of the Gorgas. Like
I'm so over it.
Like, you guys don't like each other. Okay. I don't need you guys to like each other. I don't care.
Not at all.
I don't care. I can't do it anymore. I'm so fucking done.
And I have no teams on that either.
You can't watch Jersey with teams because they're all just bad.
It's like,
everyone's a villain.
Everyone.
It's everybody's
exhausting.
Every single person is contributing to why that dynamic can't work. And if everyone doesn't realize that, no one will ever get anywhere.
Exactly. And it's always a stalemate. So I'm good. I'm definitely not going to watch next season, this coming season. I'll see clips online. That counts. That's enough.
I'm only slightly interested because I want to see how the one, what's her name, who was Melissa's BFF, ended up being really good friends with
Jackie.
That's the only thing I'm interested in, and the rift between her and Margaret. That's the only thing I'm interested in.
Jackie has been fighting to get that title card back, like, for her life. She's been wanting it. It's crazy that some people, like, when they're an actual housewife, can't hold my attention, like, but that much. But when they become a friend of, it's like every opportunity in the world they take, and it's like, okay, I kind of see why you're sticking around. But then you bring them back full time, and it's like, okay, no, I want you gone again.
It happens all the time. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's so. I want to touch a little bit. Pia, I don't know if you watch. Do you watch Married to Medicine?
No.
That's okay. I know.
God.
Don't worry, you'll be beat up in the comments plenty for not watching it. Everyone is already like, Pia, how can you not watch? How can you not watch?
I was planning on watching the season because Phaedra was on, but I haven't started it.
And well, that's exactly what makes me want to talk about that. So Phaedra,
can I just say first?
Please
I didn't watch last night's episode, but I don't know if you're going to talk about it or not. But if you do go back and watch Married to Medicine, start with season 1, episode 1. Like, you have to start at the beginning. The cast barely ever changes, and it's for a reason. Like, they are so good together. It's so ridiculous. Mariah isn't there anymore, but Mariah was such a big part of this cast, and it's it's amazing.
I've seen episodes here and there, and I will tell you, I enjoy it every time. I think it's one of those things where I didn't realize it was good until it was too late, and I'm like, damn, I'm behind.
Yeah. Dr. Heavenly is an absolute menace, and you'll love it.
What's so funny about you saying that is I had someone DM me, and they're like, look, I haven't watched Married to Medicine, but I want to get into it. What season should I start with? And I said, look, I'm not as much of a connoisseur of Married to Medicine as I am of other shows.
Not a connoisseur.
However, Kendrick would tell you, I'm like, Kendrick knows it all. But I go, but to be honest, if you ask Kendrick, he's just going to tell you have to start from season 1, episode 1. And you literally verbatim, I can like pull up the DM. I knew you were going to say that. He loves Mariah so much.
I'm telling you, there's like, shows on Bravo. There are ones we always tell people, no, skip this one or start here.
Yeah,
Married to Medicine has never had a bad season, and that's why they're Bravo's best show. Like,
a lot happens on Married to Medicine. But the point of me bringing this up is Phaedra going to Married to Medicine. This always happens with Phaedra, I feel. We think we want her back. We think she's going to give us all this. Then she kind of gives us nothing.
She's giving us nothing?
She just sets stuff up a lot, but she's not like she's supposed to, like, it always makes me, there's a line that Mariah says that's, you're not even married to medicine.
Damn.
And that is what I keep wanting to say to Phaedra, because I'm like, if you're not going to show your boyfriend that's a doctor, then this is kind of unfair. So she's just playing producer plant, and she's just staging things that the producers want to see happen, but she's not really like getting in the mix. She's not really fighting with people. She's trying to stay out of everything, and that always disappoints me.
That's what got her ass in trouble in the first place, playing producer, because she played producer the wrong way and gets herself into some issues. Because Phaedra, when she just lets go and it's just talent, she's phenomenal. I've literally gone back and watched just things of Phaedra, like just speaking, and she's great. Or if she's like reacting to Portia not knowing what the Underground Railroad is, like baby, there weren't real tracks. Like her explaining the Underground Railroad to Portia was amazing. Like, you don't need to do anything.
Cinema.
Or letting people ask about your fraudulent timeline of pregnancy. Like, that was funny. Like, you don't need to do anything but be you. Show up. You are the moment.
That is one clip of like Housewives that no matter how many times I see it up and down my timeline, I always stop and watch it, because Phaedra really sat at a table full of mothers and tried to convince them that it was okay for her baby to be delivered at 6 months. And everyone's like,
that's not right. She's like,
no.
if they're fully formed, fully formed.
Child, I don't know when this baby could come out in 5 months, 6 months. 12 months. I just don't know.
My due date was August 25th or September 1st. Like, what?
Phaedra.
I think of Nene going, shut up. That is so stupid all the time. Like, I think of her, I think just the reaction to being like, that is not a thing, anything you're saying at all.
Phaedra said, I need some advice. And Nene's like, I think you should leave him in.
Okay, because between her, Phaedra, and Nene, like I
early
literally,
Atlanta,
like I literally watch compilations of those two, and I swear to God, like gold. It's the same thing with Nene. Nene had got into a habit of producing at the end too, which got her in trouble. And if they both allowed everything to just happen and just react like they normally would, they would be fine. Everybody needs to stop playing producer. Yeah. Kyle needs to stop playing producer. Everybody needs to just live in the moment.
Yes, that's when they all get in trouble, for sure. And we can always see it as the audience. We're always very aware of what's happening.
Absolutely.
We're not stupid. Okay. Okay. For a show that, Kendrick, I don't think you watch this show anymore. Summer House, right? You stopped watching Summer House, or maybe you never did.
I stopped when they got Hannah off the boat, because I was like, oh, this is going to be boring. Because then the next season was like, Kyle and Amanda's wedding. I was like, nope, I'm out.
Were you a Hannah fan?
Not necessarily a Hannah fan, but I gravitate towards the TV villains.
Always.
And I think the show needs a good villain. So I thought like when she joined, it finally like got good. Like that 3 through 5, I was like, okay, this is watchable TV right here. But then she left. I was like, oh, I don't know about this anymore.
Last season of Summer House was an absolute torture chamber. So you didn't miss much. It was the most tumultuous experience covering a show I've ever experienced in my life, because it was Lindsay versus Danielle. And audience with Lindsay, the audience is either a super stan or a super hater.
Yes.
Like, you cannot be neutral on Lindsay. And so this was my first time having started a season on the main feed and then taking it to the Patreon, because I was like, you guys are nuts. Like, I was getting like 20 DMs after every recap. Like, I cannot believe you have that to say about Lindsay, whether it be good or bad. So Lindsay has a intense fan base.
That's like why I barely cover Jersey anymore, because I like
Summer House and Jersey are equal for me.
Those two in Potomac, like I almost hate touching any.
That's a lot of shows.
It is. I'm like, I kind of hate all three of y'all. Like,
I was like, whatever.
But you know what? That is a common denominator. It's there needs to be within all of those casts, like they're harping on shit that we don't care about, and it's making it not fun. It's making it dark. And we need to be able to move past some of this stuff so we can like have new storylines. And I feel like that's what's happening on all three of those shows right now.
Yes.
Which is, I keep hearing the same feedback. Like people are saying it's starting to become really hard to watch Potomac. It's starting to become like really hard to, you know what I mean?
Brutal.
And it's because people are just like harping on within that cast on like old shit and not really allowing.
Well,
they
there's
need to go back
the
to
new
blaming
shit-
everything on Michael Darby. Like that's the only way they'll get back on track. Just blame it on Michael Darby, and we can get this show back.
I kind of miss him though.
we had this horrible epiphany last week on. Was it on your pod?
I think when we recorded the Friday episode for yours.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And Kendrick realized he's like the common enemy being Michael Darby really held that show together. It was the nucleus. All of them could at least unite.
Yeah,
on Michael Darby being a total creep.
It's like, oh well, who's ass and Michael grabbed this week? Oh wait, who did he say he want to suck? Wait, what is happening?
I know,
every season.
He's such a little like troll villain. He kind of reminds me of
Gollum.
Gollum, or I was thinking, what's that character's name in The Simpsons who's like super rich? He reminds
me Burns.
Mr. Burns.
He reminds me of Mr. Burns. Like when he's like trying to cheers freaking what's her name's Robin's husband. Like he's just like a character, and I'm like, I need that element.
Because this season with the like Wendy's mom has a shrine and all of this bullshit is so bad.
That kind of stuff that's gonna piss me off because that kind of stuff gets real dark, and it's like we're not doing that because you guys are just making that's why I'm getting mad. Like last season was like the whole what's her name,
Chris Giselle,
like bringing the Sesame Street character, like they're making shit up. We don't need to make stuff up when Michael Darby, because he is doing it, there's footage of it, like we like, and then like also the wand stuff, like we could have gotten more wand stuff, there's footage of that. Like I want people to like stop making things up, and I want receipts, I want real shit, like
because I so don't care. I so don't care this season. And that's sad because if you had told me like Potomac followed by Married to Medicine was my Sunday night on Bravo, I don't care what plans I had. Every Sunday for 18 weeks or however long, I would have canceled all plans. Like that was my night. Now I don't give a damn. I just wait. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll watch Married to Medicine live, or I'll just watch both the next day because no, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I cannot do it this season. It's just...
Yeah, no, the only show that I look forward to right now on Bravo consistently now, which I never thought I would say, is Southern Charm.
Right?
Because that's not always the case, but this season I have just enjoyed so much. I don't feel any anxiety when I watch it. I can almost turn my brain off a little bit when I watch it. Like the Housewives, I'm constantly, because they're always just, you know, doing the most, something. And I'm like having to like read between lines and see what their next move. I'm playing
Beverly
chess.
Hills.
I'm playing chess when I watch all of the Housewives, Beverly Hills, and all that. What Southern Charm, I can just relax and just soak in the mess
because it's just simple. We hate Austin and Shep.
Yeah.
Kendrick, your camera keeps going like
I know. I think it's
furry. Put your finger like right towards the lens. Yeah, that'll, and then bring it back to you.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Apparently not.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're just gonna.
Oh, there it is. You're good.
You're good. Sort of. Just keep getting closer to it. There we go. Oh, it got you.
Oh, okay.
My socks is like been hounding me for like a solid hour.
Oh, is that the problem?
She waited until like. She literally waited until she heard you say "let's go," and then she ran in this room. She was She hadn't been in here like the past 2 hours.
She is so funny. She's literally like holding your arm, like
she's a
up,
menace.
let's go. Look at her.
No,
look at her. I love it.
I'm worried Penn's gonna do the same thing soon because like I can see the sun going down, and he's gonna be like, "Bitch, it's time. Like it's time."
Right.
It's on. Okay. Something else we got this year that was fabulous was Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
Ooh. Oh yes.
That was exactly what we needed. Someone told me that it actually wasn't originally going to be a summer house. It was just going to be a show, you know, like Martha's Vineyard, whatever. And then they thought for like recognition's sake, they'd put it behind the summer house. But I just call it Martha's Vineyard because it's not a summer house. It feels like a different show. I get the concept. They want to make it that way, but it was such a great cast. I'm excited everyone's back, even Bria.
I am too. I really, really, really enjoyed this show. I'm nervous. I had Amir on the podcast.
Yeah, you
at
did.
some point. And we talked about, I hope they bring Mariah back because it feels like he wants to continue that beef. Like, he is not done with that beef at all. So, I hope we get that kind of stuff. But I also feel like I think he's going to have a heel turn soon. I think that he's enjoying the spotlight very much. And I think it's going to start coming across on camera. And that's going to be kind of fun for me to see.
I never liked him.
Oh, really?
Really?
No, I saw through him from the moment. He's plays this I'm innocent, I'm stand up for when. No, I don't like him. Something about him, I don't trust it. I never trusted it.
I was blinded by his dumb beauty.
Yeah, I saw his dumb.
Because he's cute and dumb, and I love that in men. He reminded me of Brian Benny from Family Karma. So they had the same, and I think we had just covered Family Karma too. So we were coming off of that. So I was blind to it. I don't think I thought he was the best person by any means, but seeing how much he loves the spotlight now.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Can I ask a question since we're on that topic? Did both of you watch Winter House? I don't watch that either. How was Jordan?
I'm not caught up. Oh, how was Jordan on Winter House?
Oh,
boring.
God.
And I want so badly to like her, but she's so fucking boring. And I'm
remember I said that when we were touching on this, throughout the season, I kept saying, I'm something about Jordan. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Reality TV might not be the move for her. I don't know. And maybe that sums it up. I don't know.
I think the thing is, I like Jordan, but I think that she's just, I don't think you're ever, she's very observant. And because she's so observant, she knows, she's never going to give you the only mess that you ever got from Jordan so far in Winter House was when she had a moment of weakness and was crying about what that one girl kissing Corey, even though that was the only moment. And she woke up the next morning get your shit together, never let that moment happen again. And she never did. But I think she's very controlled and she's very aware of how she comes off. And it's not that it's inauthentic by any means. It's just
she's not inauthentic. It's just she's naturally kind of dull.
I think she's naturally kind of. The thing is, I bet you if you hung out with her off camera, you would see a different. I just don't think she's going to allow you. I don't think she's going to allow you to see her be a mess.
Yep.
And that sucks.
and that's kind of the whole cat. If we had taken out Malia and even the below deck people, I just don't think I enjoy having below deck people off below deck. I think I like keeping them there. And it's to the fact that they picked Malia to go on this cast. So I haven't watched the last 2 weeks of Winter House because I go to put it on. I'm I don't even fucking care.
I agree. I actually don't care about Winter House. My friend Shirla was just watch. And I binged it. And I think I enjoyed it more as a binge as opposed to week.
And that's exactly why I'm waiting because I'm I will watch a bunch in a row because then if I'm at least in the world a little bit, but them trying to cliffhang stuff, it really matters when we know these that's kind of why if you're going to do these shows, it needs to just be another excuse, I guess, for more drama from the other shows they're on.
Yeah.
And so this is the first round with these people. I don't want another round with Malia though. I really do. Or Katie. I don't need the below deck people to be there. But I don't know. There's without having Paige and Lindsay drama. I'm I don't really know what I'm watching this thing for.
I agree. I think that they picked the wrong people from below deck.
They did.
I think that what we should have gotten was the people from Captain Lee's boat. I think we should have got Gary. I forget what's her name, and then there was a love triangle there. Putting them in the house.
Oh yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, we need something. We need them coming in with drama.
What they're gonna do across the thing, which I'm not mad about. They just need to pick a few people from each show that already have weird dynamics and put them in the house together because then that makes
an ultimate girls trip.
Right. So that I just think that they picked the wrong below deck people.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. That's exact because I don't want to see Malia again at all. And Danielle, I just she kind of is. She's not a lead by any means too. So like kind of relying on her coming off of the Lindsay thing. It's like with like, I don't want to just see Danielle being kind of embarrassing over a guy. Like I want to maybe watch her and Lindsay work it through or something, but obviously they couldn't have both because that would have been crazy.
I know I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, but Danielle, I don't know, like she's newly single and I get it, but it's giving me the season when she was pursuing Jordan and how embarrassing that was for her. That's what this is. I
forgot about that season.
And that is what it's giving me right now. And I'm like, Danielle, like you cannot do this to yourself again. Like,
wait, was that, I'm trying to make sure I'm like, was that the guy that had like erectile dysfunction?
Yes.
Okay. The one,
yes.
Okay.
the one that people kind of thought was like possibly, yes. That's, and she was, and that's what it's giving me. And she was so, and the thing, I beg of her, please stop doing it. Like she is like embarrassing herself with this man. Like you don't, and she's so beautiful and she has so many things to offer. And it always pisses me off when she does this. And I'm like, I need Amanda to like be a friend and be like, get your shit together and stop doing this. Like, do not.
So why did I'm like behind on all things Summer House and Winter House? Why did her and the Robert guy not work out? Do we not know that? Or
well, they broke up off camera, so we didn't actually see it. But it's like the writing was on the wall. That man did not want to do anything in terms of like taking the next step or growing up, even. And I think it's completely for the best. But I do love, on that note, I do love Danielle's total honesty about the breakup. Like she isn't sugarcoating it and making it seem like it was mutual. Like she's making it pretty clear that she even admits that she kind of saw him and thought maybe something could happen, and he was like, no. Like she told that story, and I was like, you don't have to say that, and that's some honesty. So thank you.
And that's why I love Danielle on the show, because she is very open and she isn't trying to hide anything. I just need people like Amanda, who are her friend, to like help her out. Like, girl, like she did kind of try to help, because she was like, we're just gonna pretend like she didn't have a meltdown about it and move on. But I was like, and we should do that. But then you tell her secretly how it's looking, so that way
get the hell off.
So she doesn't continue doing that the whole season, and that's her storyline.
Totally. Okay, for the last thing we'll chat about, and then we'll go to the chat. And so for the chat, if you guys want to throw any questions in the chat, I'll go through them. Is the Bethenny reality reckoning that began this year? I know.
I'm so glad it's almost 2024. Let's leave that shit in 2023.
That's 100%, because the fact that Bethenny is still just doing these like public Bravo bashing episodes on her podcast, and not just working behind the scenes with a bunch of reality stars to make a union form, come up with their goals, whatever, just shows that this was never about helping other reality stars and getting like fair pay or whatever. No. She was pissed because she's like, I could have been making royalties all this time on all these shows, because once she started doing her Rewives podcast and realized like, oh wait, like everyone makes money off of doing this, like rewatching and stuff. Why are they not paying us? I'm like, are you broke? Did you need the royalty check? Like, what in the hell? Why did this become so urgent for you? But she just keeps having like bitter people on to like, and like the Nene interview was a joke. And I'm so glad Nene has scrubbed Bethenny from her whole Instagram, and she's like followed Bravo TV, because in the interview, I didn't listen to the whole thing because it was very painful. Nene's talking about what it's like to be a Black woman in reality TV and a Black woman on Bravo. And at no point does Bethenny go, yeah, your experience is going to be different than mine. No, at every point it feels like she's like, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Nene. And I'm like,
Bethenny needs to touch grass. She's fucking out of her mind. Like, I think that she was triggered when the cast, who I think she doesn't even think was on her radar or is like nothing on Bravo in her opinion, when the cast of Vanderpump Rules went to the White House for that correspondence dinner, I think that took her the fuck over the edge. She said, oh, hell no. Like, because I feel like once that happened, all of a sudden,
you know, now that I think about it, Bethenny reminds me of Mr. Burns. Like all like schemey and like rich with her money. And she's like, excellent. Like just I mean, and I'll never forgive her for that fucking video where she's eaten the seafood in her hotel.
That was so gross.
It's like not fair that I can't get the visual out of my head or the sounds of it. Like I didn't even try to watch it. I keep scrolling, but it's still in there. It's still in there. I can still hear it. Like what the fuck was that?
Her face in that moment looks like the villain in Emperor's New Groove. That one lady, like it was so close. It was so like it was scary. Like I'm not even, and it's not about looks. It was just like she looked deranged.
Like, remember on RHONJ, it's one of the few times Ramona was spot on. Dorinda had all those scary Halloween decorations. And she had the one of the woman who was like biting her hand and her eyes are all big. And Ramona goes, oh my God, it looks like Bethenny crying.
Oh, okay. Why did that sound? Emily always takes me out with her housewives impressions because I felt like Ramona entered the chat and I was a little scared. Like, how'd you get in here?
Right. Who allowed this?
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to the chat, guys, and let's see what we've got. We've got a lot of chats. We've got a lot of agreements. A lot of people. Oh my God, Pia, you are so right. Kendrick with a laughy face. Okay,
my chat stopped working, so I just got out.
You can't even see it on. Really?
I can see it.
I'm just domed. No, I'm just domed. I don't know what. I've given up.
I see. I can see some of them. I see all of them, but
the hotel crab broil will haunt me for the rest of my days, says Kelly. Agreed. It will. Emily, can you do a one-woman show of Bravo impressions? No.
I actually think that'd be fun if you did like a special, like an hour special.
There you go.
Work on that material. Let's rent out a little theater here in NoHo and let's do it.
Okay, that actually sounds kind of fun. Okay, Kendrick, I've got another one for you. Kendrick did answer this already, but Lisa J is asking your opinion on Robin currently.
I'm still a stan. I know that's shocking to everyone. No, Potomac, I'm kind of out of altogether right now. Yeah. But I'm watching when like I have to do content about something or like record. My opinion about the entire cast is I think we need to get rid of half of them. Mm-hmm. I would almost say keep the OGs and just cast around them. I love Candace, but even Candace seems like she has other shit going on. Like she has the music and everything. It's like I don't think we got a scene with her like with the other people until like episode 4 or 5. So I was like, what is it? Like nothing's like jointed this season.
It's so disjointed. It's so disjointed. It's bad.
I need everyone to like make up their mind if they actually want to do this show, because a lot of people seem checked out.
Yeah.
And then from them we need to pick, because I'm like, it's surprising. Like it's a bad day when like Mia is making me laugh and giving me more relatable content than anyone else on the show. Like the scenes with her and Gordon like being forced to talk about the possible embezzlement and like the lawsuits and all this stuff, like that's interesting. When Mia cracked the joke though on like one, I haven't seen the episode, but like I saw the clip online and I cracked up, and it was not supposed to be funny, but like Mia in general is not supposed to be funny, but she is hilarious for some odd reason. I just think that whole cast, I don't know, they got to figure something out. And what I hate,
I even think Karen is looking like she can take a break. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. But Karen's like, she's doing bits. Like she's like in her confessionals.
She's becoming a Sonia.
Yes, actually, she's got that going on. Like her confessional, she does something with a bonnet in this last episode, and I was like, oh, you're just crazy right now. Like she's no longer like they've been doing it a long time. This is season 10, 9, 8.
Can I give y'all a really like scorching, like people are gonna throw tomatoes in the comments, but I'm okay with it because I'd rather be a truth teller than a liar. The reason Potomac absolutely sucks this season is because Giselle is not being messy. That's because everybody told her last season at the reunion that she needs to do this. You need to get a man, because you know everyone defines your worth by whether or not you have a man. So you need to get a man. You need to do this, and now you need to stay out of our business, all like that. She has not been in anyone's business this season. And I'm like, please get in somebody's business, because they need, like, the problem with a lot of these shows is that they all need that one person that's willing to like drive the ship. And she's the person for that show. And when she's not doing it, this is what we wind up with. Like, not just Potomac, all of the shows need somebody to like make sure they talk about the stuff, make sure they, you know, they know how the scene's supposed to go. Like Atlanta didn't have anybody this past season. That's why, you know, it was going the way it was. A lot of, you know, the shows, it's just they need somebody to help corral them the right way.
I agree with you, Kendrick. I don't love Giselle. I don't love Giselle, but I think you don't have to love everybody, but you have to respect their role. And I think Giselle's role is to be messy. And I think the reason she's not doing this season is because she knows exactly who she would need to be messy with, and that's Robin. Because and she's and I feel like this is the first time she's been put in a position where if she was truly doing what she would typically do, and she tried a little bit to do it in a nice way in the beginning, and Robin was not feeling that, and I can feel her backing off. If that was anybody else in the same exact situation, she would be really digging in. And I think that Karen is the only person that they have that would probably be able to keep digging into the Robin thing. And you need, like, that's the story this season. Because
it needs to be talked about, but instead we're talking about shrines and whatever. Like, what are we? We're
creating things. We're creating things.
Exactly. Number one, that was a fantastic point. I never even thought about that. She's trying not to be messy with her business partner and their closest ally on the show. That's a really good point. Two, Potomac. One of the reasons it's also kind of pissing me off is that we're kind of like masking things to like not talk about the real thing. So like they're like bringing up, oh, well, it's about the shrines and your mom said this and all this kind of stuff, when the crux of the issue is that Wendy didn't want you on the show. She wanted to bring her own friend on the show, and that's why you're mad. But we can't break the fourth wall, so we can't say it. And I'm like, this is so, like, why are we dancing around this and bringing all this other, like, way, like, y'all could have found something else to argue about. Like, we didn't need to bring this all into it just because she didn't want you on the show. Like, all of this is just, it's a lot.
I was thinking about that in the shower. I was like, this is bad producing too. Like, producers they need to be like adjusting the story a little bit. Even last season, how they let Giselle run with the Chris story. I feel like a good producer would have been like, Giselle, trust me. Like, that isn't gonna, like, it's not gonna land like you think it is, and like kind of helped out a little bit. But this season especially, they're just like turning the cameras on and saying, whatever you guys feel like shooting. It's like, no. We need to direct this team a little bit because they're so disconnected. Yeah.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Okay.
Ooh. And I hate to ask you because I really do, like, I love the team, like, behind the scenes, because they're really, like, they're such nice people. But the same guy that's showrunner for Potomac is the same guy that's been showrunner for Atlanta for the past 2 seasons. So like, do we think I don't know. Like, you know, I never want to root for anybody to lose their job or anything like that. But like, do we think that Bravo needs to like take a look and say, like, we need to make changes behind the camera?
I don't think I'm going to watch Atlanta if there's not a cash shakeup. This last season was unbearable. It really was. Like,
it was really hard.
I mean, honestly, I know Bravo loves Candy, but she's giving nothing. She's not really doing anything. She's not all the stuff that's interesting about what was happening with her. We're like, the producers had to step in and be like, we're not going to address the elephant in the room. We're not like, come on. Like, I need them to, like, all the stuff that we want to talk about, they're not talking about. And it's hard to even get Candy in the room with these ladies anymore because she's so damn busy.
That's true. If she comes back, same with Potomac. Everybody needs to like make this a priority. Like, I get it. Like, the other however many months, like 9 months of the year, fine. Like, you know, do your own thing. But like the 3 months you're filming this show, this needs to be like top priority. If we have a cast trip booked, you're going on the trip. Like, we're not doing a Kim Zolciak. I might go, I might not. Like, we're not doing none of that.
I'm so sick of them going on a cast. Every damn trip Candy goes on, she has to leave early. Right. I don't have time for Candy.
I know.
This is also your job.
Yes.
It's also your job. This is also a priority. So you got to do it around this.
I get it when they're that busy. They are literally like, I feel like they're just clocking in. Like, okay, now I'm here. Here's my job here. And now I'm going to film here. Okay. And now I'm done. I'm going to go back over here and do that. So we can't, we definitely.
That's the problem, because I think we can still get a lot out of both Kenya and Candy. I think the problem is they don't care enough about So I think if you brought back like a lot of the essential girls on Atlanta, maybe threw in 1 or 2 new people, I really think they can get back on track. But with this current iteration,
Zachary Haynes, you are so right. He says Candy is good on her own or with a girl group. And it's true. Like if you get Candy, like you can get her going and you can get her activated and invested. But this last season was just so mediocre in terms of who was there.
Yeah.
And what they were talking about and what they were willing to talk about. So yeah. But all right.
Yeah.
It's already been an hour, guys, so I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So let's wrap this up. Thank you guys to the chat. Sorry we didn't interact much, but there's a lot we're talking a lot, so you know that's how it is. If you guys want to follow Kendrick, he's at Reality Comics 2, and make sure you're listening to his podcast, Reality and Comics 2. And Pia is available on Instagram and on TikTok at PiaJV. Everything you need will be in the episode notes. We will definitely do this again. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Kendrick, I missed you.
I know.
Bye, guys.